Good evening. Good evening, one and all. Ooh, I haven't quite got the camera. Oh, just make you a bit dizzy now. Why not, eh? Why not? Why not indeed? So, good evening. Thank you very much for joining me again. It's lovely to see you all here. Hope you're feeling better today, Terry. Just say that you're on as well. And I like Julie's comment that hello, Maxi Crafters. I like that one. I like that one. So, now, I had a lovely weekend away with my grandson who thought that the Pete the Cat nails were the best ever. I just wish that I had photoed or videoed his reaction, but he noticed it far quicker than we ever thought he would do. I thought I was going to have to show him, but he just noticed almost immediately and was so excited, and then constantly sat there wanting to kiss Pete the Cat, which was quite all right by me. So if you weren't with us before, you will see that I've got some rather funny designs on my two thumbnails, which, believe it or not, are Pete the Cat. And if you're not about 3, you probably won't know what it's on about, but if you look at them, they're not quite so in your face, are they? I've got some bargains for you today. I'm going to show you a sort of a fancy fold, a twist of a fancy fold, but I've also got some bargain paper pads. So I have got loads of new things coming up in the next few weeks, and I thought it's about time we got rid and made, well, not got rid, we made some room, I should say. So some of these, there are literally only a couple of, some of them a few more, but if you are looking to have some either beautiful papers plus some easy fit in with anything else papers, now's your time. I'll just go through some of them. So we've got some absolutely gorgeous Stamperia ones. So we've got Cosmos Infinity. Now, this was one of my favourite ones in the winter time, but it is sort of a little bit fantasy, a little bit sort of what's the word? Ethereal, is it? Possibly, but beautiful bits and pieces. There are 10 8x8 double-sided sheets in that one. Then we've got some of the perfect partners. We've got some mint and white. These are 36 sheets, not double-sided though, but they are sort of ideal for all sorts of things as well. So mint and white in that one. We've also got some of the bouquet showers, which is the more of the purple or the lilac colour. And there's also some lilac to go with this one as well. There's another Stamperia, which is called Garden of Promises. And I know that this one is exceptionally limited. But again, beautiful images. And again, ideal for the card that I'm going to be doing today. We've got watercolour breeze paper. Not available anymore, so again what we have now got, that is it. But ideal if you like that sort of image at the background that looks as if you've coloured it but you haven't done. And again, 36 sheets for that one as well, all at bargain prices, some of them almost half price. The one that we are going to be using today is this one, which is a Stamperia again, and it is a background selection. Now, most of the other Stamperia ones that you have are not backgrounds, but this one is. Let me just move these out of the way so that we can see what we're doing. This one is background. So what you've got here are literally background type papers. So move it the right way. So usually Stamperia is more of a distressed look, which this one is as well, but this one goes along with the pink and the blues. Oh my God. I just love it. I just love it. And so I decided that this is the one that I would go with. Now, I'm just doing that. And then I'm just thinking to myself, but it's not in here, so I can't show you. Remind me to show you another time. I made, or half made, another card using one of these pieces here, but I just realized I haven't got that with me, so I'm going to use some of these because I just love them. And I'm only going to use small pieces because they're just so lovely. You almost don't want to cut them up, but they work perfectly with what we're going to do. And although they're called wintertime, or sorry, sweet winter, there are clearly ones in here that really don't need to be winterish at all. And so that is what we're going to go for as well. So I'm going to take these 2 pieces and work with those. But you can see you've got a beautiful selection there of all sorts of different things. That one could be using... Oh, God. Right, I'll carry on. So I have teamed it up with some pink blush card. Now this is, again, newish from Creative Expressions, and I have only got a limited quantity of that as well. But this is what I'm going for. If you have been a Creative Expressions card fan for some time, you will have heard of blush card, which was kind of like all the rage some years ago. This one I would have said is a slightly pinkier blush card, therefore called pink blush maybe. But that's what I'm going to use as my base card. And I've also teamed it up with some light blue card because I felt that that was the 2 colours that were going together with this quite well. So I've already cut some of the pieces up, but this part I wanted to show you from the beginning, and a couple tips that I've sort of not discovered, but I've got along the way. So the first piece we need to cut is going to be 21 centimetres by 14. It's from an A4 piece of card, so I know that my card is 21 centimetres from side to side there. So I'm going to take it up to the 14 centimetre piece and trim that off. Okay, so that's one piece. And then I need a piece which is 29 centimetres long by 5. So I'm going to do the 5 first. And this, let's get the camera up a bit higher. Can, which hasn't really helped at all, has it? Oh, excuse me. Somebody at the door, I think. Hold on. Excuse me. I should be back. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm back. So now what I'm trying to show you is that when you're doing a long piece, a long cut, sometimes I've heard and seen people say that they can't even cut a straight line with a trimmer. And I know what you mean by that, but trimmers are set up, many of them are set up like this one, so that when you are trying to cut something in a long way, you've got a measure here, you've got another measure here, and down the bottom you've got another measure. And so therefore we can keep this long line straight. We can say we want a piece which is 5 centimetres across. We can make sure that it is 5 centimetres here and then here, and although you can't see it, down the bottom as well. So that's what we need, some strips that are 5 centimetres long and then another one. So 2 at 5 centimetres long. Now I've done them with the whole, I've done them the whole length, but I need to trim them off a bit. So both 5 centimetres long. Now, then I'm going to turn them round this way, and one of them needs to be 29 centimetres. So that's really only trimming a tiny little bit off. So 29, and the other one at 21. Okay, so that is our cutting. Now, we're going to score as well, and I have also got my scoring blade here as well. So this makes life easier for me, but you could always do this just measuring it, marking it with a pencil, using a score tool, using a scoreboard, anything you like, but I prefer to be able to use it easily with my scoring blade there as well. So let's take the biggest piece first. This is the long edge, and along the long edge I'm going to score every 5 centimetres. So I'm going to pop that in at 5. It also measures up down here at 5. That's handy. 5 centimetres. Moving it along to 10 centimetres. and then at 15, and then finally at 20, which again gives you just that little tiny piece on the end. So that's that one done. Then we bring in our long piece, the piece that's 29 centimetres long, and we're going to measure that and score at 9 centimetres, moving along to 15, moving along to 23, and moving it along to 28. Oops. And then finally, this shorter piece, which was 21 centimetres long, I'm going to bring that in, and this one again is every 5 centimetres. So it's 5, and then it's 10, and then it's 15, and finally 20. So that's all my scoring. My cutting was done a little bit differently, so I need to bring that back in a short while. But first of all, going to apply some tape and bits and pieces to these pieces. We are also going to burnish all of the edges. So let's do that first. So I'm taking my bone folder, and along all of those score lines, I'm just giving it a little bit of an extra sharp edge there. So that's that one. And then this one, you can't quite see that bit. Whoops. That one. And that one. And then finally the main part. Now, obviously you could do this with ordinary white cards. This card is approximately 240 GSM, and so stands up really well to this type of thing. But because it's going to have quite a lot of layers on it, it's also quite okay to do a slightly thinner card as well. So I want to put some of my power tape onto these little tabs here. So onto all of the sections which has got that little tab, I'm just going to put, oh, if I can see what I'm doing, a little bit of power tape on so that this holds all of these sections in place. So that's one. Nikki, late to the party. Nice to have you there. Hope you're enjoying your new job. Oh, Anne. I've just seen that Anne's here. Sending lots of love, Anne, and I hope you're doing okay. Yeah, so let's just pop these on. So that gives us all our power tape or extra strong tape. Easier to do it with that rather than the just glue, to be honest with you. So just pull those pieces off. And then I'm just going to turn that round and just fold that along there so that I've got a cube. Take that off of there. Oh. Again, just folding it into there, because these all are scored at such a way that they will meet, if you see what I mean. So they should meet anyway. So, and then just fold over so that you've got those cubes. Now, these cubes are all going to go onto this little beauty. Now, I just want to make sure, if you can see that, can you see that I've got the fold line there? Yeah. Well, I don't want that to show. So I'm going to make sure that when I look at the front of my card, like that is going to be what I look at the front of the card. So where my actual fold is actually going to be at the front of my card so that I can't see it when I look at it. Does that make sense? I hope it does. I think it does. And the same goes with these pieces. So the fold of my card is here and here, because I don't want to have to see them. Now, What I'm going to do is now I'm going to attach these to the front of my card here. And the panel that I want to do is my long panel here. So that's the bit that I'm going to attach. And I'm going to put in all of my panels after that. So I'm just going to pop a small amount of glue. And I'm just going to measure that up to the bottom edge here. And just measure that so that folds flat like that. Just, whoops, press that down nicely. And then just settle that in as well. So I'm just giving that a really good push down that side. And then I'm going to put onto that panel there. The idea is that you want to be able to fold this flat. Okay. Let's just slot that into place. And I know that the glue is down the bottom here, so, oh, sorry. Sarah, yes, the little person, my little boy, he loved the nails, thank you. Yeah. Worth every single penny and all the time that my lady Sam, I beg your pardon, Sam did them for me. Worth every single minute of it. Right, you can see this is the card base. This card base is going to fold up completely. This card base is going to fit into a 6x4 card blank. Pretty good, but let's make it rather spectacular. So let's choose some of my, pop that to one side. I'm going to choose some of my lovely papers, and these are the ones that I've gone for. So this is a very pretty little sort of rose type of thing. And this one is, well, it's got all sorts of things, but I quite like that little bird in there. So I want to incorporate in my cutting out the little bird. Okay. So first of all, I'm going to take this piece here, and this piece I have got to cut 3 panels out of it. I want to make sure that they run, there are some sort of words, and I want to make sure that they run in the right way. So they are going to be 4.5 centimetres. And I'm measuring up, straightening it up with that line that's down the bottom here as well. 4.5 centimetres long. I need to do another one, I think, and possibly another one, I'm not sure. Because they need to be, I beg your pardon, they need to be 4, sorry, I'm ahead of myself here, 4 centimetres wide and 8 centimetres long. So that's an 8. Oh, we're going to be able to get it out of there, so that's handy. I just need to trim this one. So this is 4 centimetres. I will give you all the measurements later for these, so don't panic if you're thinking, not only has she messed it up, but what did she say? We will get it correct. So that's 3 of these, which are all 4 centimetres by 8 centimetres long. So 3 of those. And then I'm going to take this piece, which is the blue. Now this piece has also got to be 4 centimetres. So I want to try and get that little bird in the middle, which I think would be all right actually. So let's just turn it around that way. Let's just go 4 centimetres. Yeah, I think it's going to work quite nicely. Now I'm going to have to trim off a little bit there because we'll keep that flower in mind. And I want 3 of these. So that is one at 4 centimetres. And the others can be just plainish, that's fine. Another one at 4. And I quite like that. That's the whole idea of these beautiful papers, to pick out the bits that you like. And I quite like the fact that there's some words down here, so I'm going to incorporate that into it as well. But some of the ones, like the cosmic infinity, that one has even got sort of like little animals and things like that on there. So you might want to choose that instead. So I've got all those pieces together. Now, I've cut out some other panels, and I've cut this out into the ice blue, and I've cut out 3 panels from the ice blue, and these panels are 4.5 by 8.5, 3 of those, and they are going to have my little roses panels in. So let's pop that in. Now, whilst I'm sticking, I will keep nattering away, so bear with me. If you thought you were going to nod off during this session, you better not. Make sure I got it around the right way in wording. I meant to do it today, but I've had a bit of a hectic day. Had to take the staff to a hospital appointment, so I meant to launch or open the bookings for the next online Zoom class with myself, which is April the 15th. And I just didn't get round to it. So I will do that for first thing in the morning. The folks that are already signed up for it don't need to book online, because it will only be the spare places as such that will go on there. And hopefully if you look in your inbox, you will see some information coming through, but I will show you in a little while what we've got coming up with that. So that's my 3 panels there. And then I have cut 7 panels, which are 4.5 by 4.5, 3 of which I want to put my little bits that I cut out here onto. So let's just put them on as well. So as I said, the papers that we've got are literally whatever we've got there, that is what we're getting. Some of them just aren't even made anymore. So subsequently, does that go around that way? Yeah. Subsequently, I cannot get them anymore, whether I wanted to or not. But I certainly couldn't get them at the prices that I'm doing them for you. So they literally are to make room for some of the new stock that's coming in. So that is the panels there. But I've cut, as I said, 7 pieces. So 3 of those, and then 4 blank pieces, all the same size, 4.5 by 4.5. I've also cut 2 white pieces, which are 4.5 by 13.5, because I want to leave some space to be able to write in. So that's my plain panels. And then I've cut 2 tiny pieces, which are just like a slither. They're about 1 centimetre wide and 2 centimetres long, and I've just literally folded them in half. Okay, so that's just like a little scrap piece. So let's just then assemble our little beauty. So this is going to be the front of the card. All right, so we've got a panel up here. That is going to be with, I'm going to pop, I can't decide. I think I'll pop this one with a bit of wording on. It doesn't say anything particular. So I'm going to put that onto this little panel here. So that's going to go onto there. Just press that down. You could use your extra strong tape for this, but you don't need to. Then I'm going to put onto one of this long panel here. It's going to go one of my long panels. It's going to go into there. And when I'm looking at it, I want to make sure that these 2 top lines are going to be the same top line. Okay. Then when I'm coming down, these 2 pieces are the top of my squares. Yeah, they're the top. So those 2 pieces are just going to be plain blue. Now, let's bear in mind, this is not my design. well, my design in terms of this is how I want it to be today, but the actual measurements, there's loads around. I've done some of these before with all sorts, but I quite like the idea of having one slightly larger tower block when we've had them all before. Then we've got these two panels, so that clearly is one of these. So that's going to be at the front as well. So you can now see that you're taking up some or supporting, I suppose you could say, the main card. Now this piece here is going to be seen as well. So this is the front, and I want that bird to go down there. So that's, just realised I did something wrong. Hopefully I can grab it. I need to open it up quickly, and really I need to peel these off. Oh, just about. Should have put them on before. Oh, goodness me. You won't even notice them. I wanted to put these little bits in here because these are for the sentiment. So they simply need to be folded over like that. And this bit here is going to be tucked in behind there. So it needs glue on that bit and that bit. And I'm going to pop that in just about there. So there's no glue on this little bit that's jingling about. No glue on there. And then the same on this side. So no glue on the bit that's on the outside, but we need it to be parallel to there. So they're just hiding all of the workings behind. But as you can see, let's put a bit more glue on there now. Should have done that before. But we rescued it. Ta-da! Okay, so now we've got some other panels that I want to have some of these put on. So this is the front of the card, but when it's open, you're going to see that panel inside there as well. So I'm going to put that with my last long panel in. I'm going to tuck that in there, pop that in. So that is in place. I also will see that panel, that little one in there. So that's going to be my last square here. Because that's what's facing me. And the two panels that you will also see is this one at the bottom and at the bottom of there. So that is going to have my last two squares on. Now you don't need to go quite so, well, mad I was going to say, but you don't need to go quite so mad as I have done. I just like to see it so that when it's open, move that into place, that you will be able to see it in all its glory as well. But you can leave them bits open as well. Come on, little birdie, sit down. And then just slide this one in. And then I can press all along there so that I'm pressing from behind and everything. Then I'm going to turn it over. And these two panels here is where my white's going to go. This is coconut white. So that's from Craft Artist. That's got that little tiny hint of a sort of linen effect. It's from the Essential card. And because it's not bright white, it just lends itself to me, to these quite nicely. And now I've just got some little embellishments to lend to it. and that is going to be in the form of some dainty butterflies. So that, as I say, is the back of my card. I'm going to take my dainty butterflies. This is the dainty butterflies. Now I do think I've got someone at the door again. Oh, you look at the dainty butterflies again. Do you know, you wonder sometimes why you bother to buy a doorbell, don't you? When they don't ring it. Why do they do it? Oh. So the beauty of the dainty butterflies is that you have got 3 butterflies, but you've also got 2 that are side on. And if you look, wait for the camera to fix it, which it's not doing. Oh, blimey. No, it doesn't want to do it. You have got beautiful detail on there because they are embossed. And I'm going to put those 2 butterflies onto the back because I think that gives, got enough glue on that one for both of them. So they face opposite ways. I'm going to put that one down in that corner, that one in that corner. I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to put butterflies onto these 2 pieces. So I'm going to put just glue in the centre, just onto here. Hold that down and then put a little bit of extra. So they're all different, 5 different butterflies, and they're dainty. I like my butterflies. You might have guessed that. Give me a butterfly and I'm happy. Often because it hides a multitude of sins, but also because I think they're really lovely. I'm going to put that one facing the other way. So one that way, then one that way. Then what are we going to do with our 2 little tabs? Okay, what I'm going to do with those is I'm going to put on a, hold on a second, going to put on a okay. I'm getting it right in a minute. I'm choosing. I wanted to put on a sentiment. Now, the reason why I've chosen this to do with you is because this is going to be part of the online workshop. So, but I'll show you that in a second. So I've just got those 2 pieces on there. I'm going to pop a bit of glue behind onto these bits and then just pop my sentiment on. And that way my sentiment is going to be sort of like floating. It's not going to be impaired. Let's just get that centered and it's just going to float. So although this looks as if I'm putting it flat down, because I put those 2 little lugs on there, it won't be flat. Okay, so I'm just going to give that a second to grab. All right, so I haven't, it looks as if I've laid it all completely flat. Now, when I'm going to put it into my envelope, I'm going to fold it up like that so that you've got on the back where the sentiments are going to go. You've got it on the front, which shows a bit of the sentiment and also pretty card. It's going to go straight into my envelope. And then if you're in the UK, that will then go through as a small ordinary letter, which, especially as the prices are going up yet again, is a bonus. A 6x4 envelope. However, when we open it up, we will then get our beautiful display of our cube and our card. So by putting all of those elements in, choosing the elements so that they're all from one paper pad, so that they've all got that same colorway, and making it so that when you're looking at the front of the card, that all you can see is the same sort of theme. So if I was to turn it that way, I mean, you could do it, but you've still got lots of panels which have no colouring in. But you could go mad. But in all honesty, I don't think you need to, because as you look at it, all the elements are then covered. So you've got your blue matching, and it gives you a beautiful 3D card. Now, we did do this some time ago, but they were shorter and squarer, blocking a pop-up block, whereas this is more like a pop-up tower. Not my idea. No idea who did it first. I saw someone, and I do apologise because I didn't actually notice it, whose it was. I think it was somebody called Dinah, but that isn't very helpful, is it, really? But there are lots on there. And as you can see now, hopefully, can you see the sentiment? Hardly see it. It's now sort of wafting, if you could call it. It's not flat. It looked as if I had stuck that down and you were all thinking, oh my God, when she picks that up. But no, because we put those two little lugs, albeit late, so just to show you, albeit late, we put on the little lugs, and then we can put the sentiment on top of it, and then it just sits proud. So there you go. There is our pop-up tower. I hope you liked it. We will put up measurements and everything later. I'm pretty certain that June sent me a message like literally seconds before I went online, saying that she's got problems. So I will send over everything for her. And hold on, I'm just looking at the bits and pieces. So, okay, so I can see people are talking about the bottles. Ask people for a squeeze. Oh my goodness, of the new bottles. Yeah. Well, as you know, I have the bottles come in a pack of 2, and I took out the pin. So this one is for my fine line. So I've got my very fine nozzle there, which is brilliant for sentiments and bits and pieces, but it was a little bit too fine for just ordinary everyday, which is like this, and therefore I took that pin out. I've still got the pin that end, took the pin out, and then I can just use that as my squeezy bottle instead. So I find that really good. So let me recap. All of the bits and pieces that I've got are on a sale. The papers, bits and pieces, are all over on the maximumcraft.com website under the Facebook Live section, or the paper pads. But there will be no more. So if you wanted any and you couldn't get any, I do apologise, because I know that I can't get any more. So that is that. There was a few of these as well. Let's bring that over. Now, when am I going to be back? I am going to be back. Hold on, let's see that you can see that. Or shall I just hold it? I'll hold it. I'm going to be back on Friday. A cheeky little, very short thing. So if you can be with me on Friday at 4 o'clock, ignore my telephone now. And I will be just showing you a few bits and pieces. So do come along at 4 o'clock if you can to join me. If you can't, I will be back on Sunday, which is the 19th. I know it's Mother's Day, but it would be lovely to be able to see you if you can spend half an hour with me. It's at 11 o'clock usual time, and we'll have some lovely things to show you then as well. Playing about with some a new product that I've got coming in, and some other bits and pieces as well. So that will be fun to show you. Watch out tomorrow for the launch. Tomorrow morning I shall pop it on for the launch of the online workshop. Again, all details will be found. I was going to show you what you were going to get, wasn't I? So what you were going to get is, everyone will get, let me just pop this over to one side. Everyone will get this lovely stamp set, which is the, what do we call it? Don't know. The stitched banner and sentiment stamp set. So as you can see, you've got your stitched outline, you've got your words, wishing you a wonderful day, thank you for all you do, special delivery just for you with love and best wishes, sending you happiness, with that beautiful outline if you wish. You will also receive the matching die set, that goes with it. And you have an option as well of being able to purchase and add on to your kit the extra, which you can't see. Perhaps if I put it on there, you would be able to. The extra stamp set that goes with all of this. So there are two options, so two different prices if you wish to join us. There is only a few places left because I'm limited with what I've got from this, but it would be lovely to see you. It's on a Zoom online, so you can interact. It's a great afternoon. I think you will have seen other people comment on that. And even though I say it myself, we do have a really good afternoon. So hopefully you'll be able to come and have a look at that. I will pop a sign up on the Facebook group of Maximum Crafts so you can see all the info on there and pop over to the website and book your place. If you haven't already, a lot of people have already pre-booked it for people that attend all the time. And so I know whether I've got any spaces left, and I know that there is just a few. Hi, Jill, just seen that you've managed to get there. It's lovely that you could make it. So it's lovely that you could be there. Thinking of you as well. So that's about it for today. I do hope that you have enjoyed watching, and if you haven't, let me know what bit you didn't like to see if I could do anything about it. Do subscribe to the YouTube channel, and most importantly, when you finish, give us a thumbs up. For all the people that watch, there aren't so many people that give us a thumbs up, and it's only a tick. It doesn't make any difference to you what you're doing, but do give us a thumbs up, which is just at the bottom of this, and it's just to show everybody that I'm doing all right. Okay, so thank you, and I can see you doing it now, so thank you. Thank you so much for joining me today. Look forward to seeing you hopefully Friday at 4 o'clock, but if not, Sunday at 11, and if not, you know that it's always here to watch and to catch up when you can. Okay then, take care everybody, thinking of all the people that I know are not in a good place just at the moment, and especially big hugs to those. Thank you so much for joining me, everyone. Take care. Bye bye.